Welcome into our post-game coverage of South Carolina and Virginia Tech here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Sports Talk at the stadium brought to you by South Carolina Beef Council, 24-11. South Carolina opens the season with a resounding victory over Virginia Tech. Tell you what, this could be a movie script kind of game in that there was so much emotion with the Beamer family here. The setup between Shane Beamer, his alma mater, Virginia Tech, his dad, Frank Beamer, in the stands doing the invocation, the history of the Beamer family at Virginia Tech, and the fact that a call by Shane Beamer on a special teams play turned this game in South Carolina's factory. It's a movie script for this particular game, considering the history of the Beamer family and the Beamer legacy of special teams play at Virginia Tech. It was almost too perfect that it worked out in the favor of Shane Beamer in South Carolina. It may turn out to be, depending on how this season goes, may turn out to be the coaching call of the year if South Carolina goes on to have a special season, which they just might very well do based on what we saw today. Yeah, a long way to go, a lot of things to improve on, but they showed a heck of a lot of promise in a lot of areas in this ball game today here in Atlanta. The play I'm talking about was in the second half. South Carolina had forced Virginia Tech to punt. Virginia Tech punted. Bakari Swain was back, and he caught the football on a fair catch, but Virginia Tech was penalized, a 5 yard penalty, and instead of just taking the 5 yards and going on offense, Beamer had Virginia Tech punt the football again. He said he was once told by a coach that nothing good happens for the kicking team on the re-kick, whether it's a kickoff or it's a punt. And he recalled a game with South Carolina when he was an assistant against Clemson, where they had to do that with Clemson, and C.J. Spiller returned the football for a touchdown, about 100 yards. So that was in his mind. He ordered the re-kick, and sure enough, Swain took it back for the touchdown, 80 yards, that turned the game in the Gamecock favor. It was still a tight ball game until then. Gamecocks had been struggling on offense. Their defense had been keeping Virginia Tech at bay. Did not allow a touchdown today, only 3 field goals, and of course the safety as well accounted for the other points for Virginia Tech, but no touchdowns. But that punt return really just shifted the entire momentum in the stadium of 55,000 plus to the side of the Gamecocks, and they capped off the scoring on a beautiful 64-yard touchdown pass by Sellers to Nick Harbor. That, by the way, longest pass completion of Sellers' career. The 80-yard punt return, the first Gamecock punt return for a touchdown since Ace Sanders did it against Michigan on New Year's Day of 2013. So a lot of good feeling for this South Carolina football team after this performance today. Couple of injury notes. Judge Collier got hurt early in the ball game. It's a knee. They won't know more until they get back to Columbia. So a starting corner sidelined very early. But this game really showed the depth that South Carolina has. They rotated about 8 defensive linemen in and out throughout the game. They rotated a couple of different offensive linemen, several new guys secondary. They ran in a few of the freshman wide receivers as well, though they didn't have a major impact. But the depth of this football team is pretty good with quality players they can run in there. And you also had to be really impressed with the defense, the speed of the defense. After everything they lost from last season, to come back and play the way they did today. I thought that Fred Johnson, Sean Murphy had terrific games at linebacker and showed a lot of closing speed. Johnson led the Gamecocks with 10 tackles. Jatius Gear also was injured. He was injured on a sack. No further update on him. It looked like he was holding his arm and shoulder as he was coming off the field. So the Gamecocks rotated a lot of defensive players out there, and not everything was great in Beamer's mind. He said after the game that they do need to put more pressure on the quarterback. And hey, one thing about this Virginia Tech team, they have got some quality receivers. They're going to beat some teams. They're going to beat some teams. Drone, a good quarterback. They've got a couple of good running backs. Their receivers, Green and Green, they can go up and get the football. And too many times today, the Gamecock corners uh, were um, were not able to play the football properly and gave up some deep down the field catches. That was the one thing Virginia Tech really had going for them today. Sellers was 12 of 19 for 209 yards, a quarterback rating of 172.9. He had the touchdown pass. He also had the Gamecocks' first touchdown on a run where he just ran over a defender at the goal line. Oscar Attaway gave the Gamecocks 60 yards on the ground. Rasul Faison also came in, had a couple of good runs as well. It was Attaway who got the start at running back, and then Faison came in and spelled him, and Attaway later came back into the ball game as they went back and forth. Special teams look okay. Love, the punter, averaged almost 48 yards per punt, and Joyce, the place kicker, had one field goal attempt. It was a 42-yarder. He made it. So the Gamecocks have to feel good about what they did, what they have in the special teams as well. Again, a lot of concern because of the guys they lost, but the snaps were good, the placements were good, and obviously the kicking was good as well. So it was a great day for South Carolina. It was a great day for the Beamer family. The Virginia Tech crowd welcomed Frank Beamer with a very uh, loud ovation when he was introduced. And of course, the Gamecock fans uh, did as well. And Frank Beamer, he wore Gamecock top when he did the invocation. So we know where his history is, but you know where his heart is as well. And that's with his son, as his son got a great win today, but it's also a game he is so happy to have behind him because of everything surrounding it with the Beamer family. As he said, I'm ready to get on to South Carolina State, and that will be next week. So South Carolina gets off with a 1-0 start, and they look ahead to South Carolina State next weekend at Williams-Brice Stadium. Coverage of the Gamecocks throughout the week right here on Sports Talk and at sportstalksc.com. Thanks for joining us tonight. Our recap of South Carolina's win over Virginia Tech brought to you by South Carolina Beef Council.